What's in the bag, Pika? What's in the bag? What's in the bag? What's in the bag? It's new release Sunday. That's what's in the bag. Ha ha ha! We're gonna let this cat out. Let's do it. Welcome back once again. It is time for the comic book coffee table. The comics coffee table. Pull up a chair. Sit down beside us. Bring a cup of whatever it is you're shoving under your nose today. Leave the real world over there. Come to our comics coffee table and kick up, take a break, and let's talk about comic books just for a few minutes in a day. We'll get back to the world and its problems. Just for a few moments, though, we're going to spend some time together doing one of our favorite things, just shooting the breeze about comic books. My friends and I would usually congregate at the coffee table. There would be a stack of movies, a stack of music, a stack of books, and also a stack of comic books, usually on that table, and kept the conversation going and kept our interest. And it was always nice to turn each other on to good fictions, and that's the spirit of this show. One of the themes of the show, though, is about what we're doing this year is we're rebagging, reboarding, and reboxing my entire collection. And I am making the conscious choice to bypass my online supply chain, you know, the one with the free shipping and the free TV network, for buying my supplies at the local comic book shop, helping keep my brick and mortar mom and pop shops open. And so I'm getting my boxes there. I'm getting bags. I need to get Mylar bags, but, you know, there's a supply chain issue too, you know, with the pandemic. And I'm getting acid-free boards. And I'm just going through my comic books, and I'm rebagging, reboarding, and reboxing the entire collection. I thought it would make great content, a great excuse to talk comic books daily, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern, together, all of us. And what else? Well, while we're doing that, I got these for Christmas for my parents, so this season is dedicated to my parents. Thank you so much. This is the Overstreet Guide to Grading Comics, 6th edition, printed in 2001. This is the most current edition of the Overstreet Comic Book Price Guide, the 52nd edition. Along the way, while we're doing this, I'm going to get a ballpark estimate of what my comic book collection's worth. Wouldn't you like to know? And also, I'm learning about how to grade comic books better. And this goes a long way when buying back issues, because I buy back issues, especially Bronze Age babies, and especially a very big slice of nostalgia for me. And we're going to come to that just a little later. You know, mixed in with the new releases are a couple of Bronze Age babies that I got out of the back issue bins at my local comic book shop. And I also picked up some boards and, you know, another box, because, you know, I keep filling up these boxes. And that's the point of it all. Thank you so very much for tuning in. There are links to the Amazon page where you can get your own copies of these two publications, where you can play along at home. Wouldn't that be cool? You know? And let me know what your stuff's worth and what you think a certain grade of your comic books are. I think it's fascinating. And yeah, let's get to it. Oh, I need to wet my whistle, Pikachu. Be watcher, my friend. Bruce Lee said that. I got this from the Bruce Lee store. Bruce Lee store is actually really cool. I'm a huge Bruce Lee fan. I mean, yeah, I always have been, and I always will be. Yeah, culturally appropriate that. If it's Sunday, that means it is time for new releases. And we have a stack of new releases to share today. So what's in the bag? Well, what is this? This is the usual brown paper bag that I get at the comic book shop. And this costs, I think, maybe about 10 to 15 cents extra as well. You know, 'cause it's I think it's a town ordinance where you have to ask if you'd like a bag with your purchase at some stores, and if so, then there's just a little extra charge for it. And I'm down with that. I like these paper bags. Actually, to be honest, these paper I always choose paper when I'm going home, and I save them. I line my trash bin the plastic trash bin, I always put a paper bag in there because of wet coffee ground. There's three of us that live here. Me and my two flatmates. We all drink coffee. All these wet coffee grounds. You ever try to change your garbage and bring it downstairs? And it's like a puddle inside there and it leaks everywhere. Give it a fighting chance. A brown paper bag will absorb most of that moisture and you won't have that problem. Live and learn, kid. Live and learn. The more you know. Thanks, Mika. Let's get to it. Alrighty, I got 3, maybe actually 6 new releases. We'll get to that last. We're saving the best for last year. I got 3 DC comic books, and of course they're going right into bags and boards. We got part 4 of Stargirl and the Lost Children, written by Jeff Johns. Written by Jeff Johns and art by Todd Nyock. And yeah, here's your here's your opening page, and I love this art. It's so 90s. The art is in there. It's about it's an island of lost kid sidekicks, especially ones from the Golden Age, who were pulled out of history and are being kept for nefarious purposes. And they're going to be shortly reunited with their parents, like Golden Agers of the JSA, who are on like this Earth Zero or this new Earth, whatever Earth we're currently in this iteration of the DC multiverse, in this dawn of DC. What Earth are we living on? Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know in the live chat. What Earth are we on? But I love this. Look, they got the Boom. That's Jay and Joan Garrick's daughter. And she was pulled from history. That's Judy Garrick. And she's the fastest girl in the world, I think. And she's being trapped to some kind of cosmic treadmill or dynamo as well. It's a common fate for Flashes. Also, Flashes tend to die in crises too. But I got a good feeling about this. And this is bittersweet because they sang about temporal mechanics, so you can't change time. Wing. Who is Wing? Wing is the kid here with the question mark. He's the 8th, 7th soldier. He is the unknown soldier of victory. He sacrifices his life to save the other 7 soldiers. And it's mentioned here. Before I was zapped here, I was fighting Nebula Man in order to help save the 7 soldiers. That's where he dies. So for this tale to end without corrupting the timeline, they're going to have to send Wing to his death. Isn't that, but that's just me knowing my golden, bronze, and silver ages. So I'm suspecting that Wing is going to make it. I think that would be cool. So this is really fun. I got Sergeant Rock. This is 6 of 6. Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead. Nazi zombies in World War II. Zombie Hitler. Oh, sorry. A.H. Jawohl, not to be confused with Johnny Depp's ex-wife. No. I know nothing. Oh, look at the ads. Yeah, we got a Shazam movie coming out. But yeah, this is 6 of 6. This is great, bloody art. It's violent. It's a World War II funny book. And it's this great Eduardo Risso art. We got this knockdown, drag-out fight between Sergeant Rock and Zombie Hitler. Oh, Zombie A.H. Man, this is some good stuff. And I like the end of it because I feel as though it's setting up, Sergeant Rock and the Creature Commandos. I would pay this, especially if Eduardo Risso is on art doing that. And this is written by Bruce Campbell, the actor. The guy with the chin. He was Ash in Army of Darkness. He's been in he's always in a Sam Raimi movie too. I mean, he's a great character actor. But he just nails the voices of these old characters. This is a labor of love. I grew up reading Sergeant Rock funny books. This has been a pleasure, an absolute pleasure to read and be tuned into. I got all 6 issues. I got 1 variant cover. And let's see where that goes. You know what I mean? It's always, the trade paperback's always a couple of dollars cheaper than all 6 issues put together. This was $3.99, 3 times, 6, $18 for, that's 4. So 4 times 6 is 24. I mean, that's $24 for the story that they'll probably sell for $19.99 in a trade paperback form. Yeah. So, what the heck? I mean, this is the joy of being into these publications and these monthly floppies. I don't see floppy as a negative word. I don't have to accept that. But here's a really interesting one. 4 issues, DC Black Label. That means it's not in continuity, perhaps. Omniverse. Everything counts. Who knows? until the next crisis. But I mean the font. I love font. I love publications. I love magazines. So this is a mock-up. This is a fake movie poster style of done of the 1970s, of the early 1970s, and the giveaway is in the font itself. So this is 4 issues coming in March, and it's Wildstorm versus Amanda Waller. I mean, I'm kind of interested, and it's got art by Jesus Marino, which that really interests me. He's really, really good. I got no interest in modern Harley Quinn. None. Zero. Nada. Sorry. I love Harley Quinn. I love Arlene Sorkin's Harley Quinn, but I think that's my favorite iteration, the original. The clown princess of crime, the gangster's mall. I just, when it comes to Harley, I they're not real people. Okay, so this whole hue and cry of, oh, you just want her in an abusive relationship. No, I mean, she's a conscious choice maker. She's a brilliant individual, self-motivated. She put herself through medical school and became a PhD. I know driven women like that, strong, stunning, and brave, and she falls for the wrong guy. I mean, Jesus, isn't that called your 20s? Seriously, how old is Harley? How old is she allowed to be? Is she in her late 20s or mid 20s or early 30s? How much time has it been since she's been Harley Quinn? And I got this great book here. It's right. It's always written with arm's reach. This is Black Label. This is non-canonical, and this is a wonderful retelling of Harley's origin when she met Joker. It's got this interesting side, the B story note that Batman's been observing them the entire time and purposely put Harleen in Joker's way, but through the unintended consequence of her falling in love with him and using her agency and free choice, not being Jokerized. She's not superpowered. She's a choice maker. That's her strength. That's her agency, and that's her superpower in a way. She is a fully realized person. Now comes the complexities of her relationship with Joker. I feel like those are like pretty antediluvian, steeped in the 20th century. If you like cinema, if you've ever watched gangster movies of the 1930s, where you have like say James Cagney and the gangster's mall, the MOLL, a mall, she's in love with the gangster, and she knows exactly what he does for a living, and she has got no problems with it. And she's usually a fast-talking urbanite, not like a country girl from the farm. Versus, remember, these are archetypes, and she's a femme fatale, which is an archetype that's opposite of the damsel in distress. This is a first generation. First wave feminist kind of icon is a femme fatale. There have been femme fatales before the 1920s, but the 1930s in cinema, and someone like Lorraine Bacall, and those Bogart movies too. It just and the beautiful actresses of that golden age of Hollywood, and the black and white cinema, and but just it doesn't that like. That's who Harley is. She's a femme fatale. And she's a conscious choice maker. And I feel she works best when she is in a relationship with Joker. To bring it to the future, I would love to see maybe Harley get some comeuppance and become the alpha of that relationship and perhaps abuse Joker. But to bring her back to being a villain, I mean, anti-heroes are I'm sorry, they're overdone, and they're not done right when they're done. It's been a while since Logan, James Howlett, the Wolverine was a cigar chomping, beer swilling, womanizing miscreant, misanthrope. He was always called, with his adamantium laced bones and his berserker rage, and being the best at what he does. What was that? See, that was always just like some off-panel reference to his prowess and being a murder machine. Isn't it just, yeah, but he was the good guy with the body count. Is that Harley Quinn? Because of her body count was, well, performed well. Most of it was done while she was a bad guy. And were those sins forgiven out of convenience to have her be an agent of chaotic good? I don't know. I don't have answers. All I have are questions. As my friend the Memes of Destruction says, we conjecture ahead. I love you, Memes. Good to see you if you're out there. He usually is. I also got Action Comics 1052, written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, art by Rafa Sandoval, with 2 backup features. Now, this is $1 more than a usual comic book. Now, the thing about Action Comics, and Detective Comics, Tech and Action usually always had a backup feature, but it was not for extra. Tech and Action used to have the same cover price as any other monthly publication. Now it's $1 more, but you get 2 extra stories and it's a bigger magazine. That's not the point of a bonus. That's no bonus. You're paying for, something else, It's, but, the 2 bonus, I was surprised that I didn't really hate Power Girl Reborn. It's just, wasn't made for me, to be honest. But I do love Power Girl as a character. She apparently has a new power set, which is not rare for a Superman. Superman is always getting like some kind of new super power. That's part of being Superman. Well, she's a superwoman. She's literally Supergirl. And this is a really interesting interaction with her multiversal other, Kara Zor-El, Supergirl. That's who Power Girl is. And they're 2 iterations of the same person. And they kind of have a weird relationship. I'm not sure if she actually we're not sure if she quite likes herself sometimes. But she accepts herself and loves herself. Meaning the 2 Karas. The multiversal twin sisters. But Power Girl is a couple of years older biologically than Supergirl, who's still, I believe, supposed to be in her late teens, maybe her early 20s. But Power Girl is most definitely in her later 20s, perhaps even her early 30s. I don't know. That's the thing about comic book shop-style conversations. I love asking questions like, how old do you think a certain character really is? And but this is fun. It's just a Superman story with a Superman family. It's not just Lois and their now teenage son Jonathan. You have Connor Kent, Con-El, the Cadmus clone of Superman and Lex Luthor that came about in the 90s with the death of Superman. Remember him? I love Con-El. He sacrificed himself fighting Superboy Prime in Infinite Crisis and was resurrected in the 31st century with the Legion of Superheroes during Final Crisis, the Legion of 3 Worlds. It also brought back Bart Allen. Yeah, comic book death. It's all convoluted, but it's all if it's done in a fun way, bring it on. So look, they're bringing back Electric Superman just for a little bit. This is John Kent Superman, and he's going electric blue. Sure, but written by Tom Taylor. Tom Taylor is like the Tom Taylor really is the Marv Wolfman of now. Marv Wolfman was the author of Crisis on Infinite Earths, and before that he did the New Teen Titans with George Perez, and so Marv Wolfman was like a huge linchpin of the DC continuity of the big overstory. Love him, and but yeah, I was surprised I didn't see the first part of this. I was kind of oh gosh, this is kind of awful. I was pretty critical, but it lands. Okay, and so I've got Bon Mott's for Leah Williams. And the artist was Marguerite Sauvage, the letterer. That means she also did the inking, too. And the coloring, because there's no color on here. That means wow, that's great. I mean, I love it when, the artist goes, full in, like Francesco Francavilla. He does that a lot. It's pencils, it's inks, and it's color. And that goes along. I think that's a complete package. It must take forever to get a piece done, to get a page done doing that. But heck, and but yeah, it's like this is a girl power issue. This is all that's with the exception of the group editor, it's all ladies, and it's about ladies, and this was written for ladies. But I mean, I'm not saying it's not made for me. How can it not be? I love Power Girl. What a great character. Let's see. And those were the 3 brand new issues I got. The other 2 I got from the spinner rack at a decent price. I got this for $6. It's Power Man and Iron Fist, number 77 from January of 1982. The price had just gone up to 60 cents. And I did not have this as a kid. You know why I got this. I got this for the Columbia 10-speed banner. Let's open her up. Great condition. See, look at that spine. No dings. I mean, great corners, clean corners. I mean, this is a really beautiful, pristine, tight copy. But there we are. The Columbia 10-speed Formula 10 Racer. Who won it? I bet you it was Jim Shooter's son. But we got Daredevil starring in this. Mary Jo Duffy was the writer. We're talking about women in comics a lot. It's always been that way. We got Kerry Gamble as the penciler. Ricardo Villamonte is the inker. Jim Novak lettered. And yeah, so the Indicia, January 1982. So this probably came out November of 81, around my birthday. Indeed. I also got, now I'm on the hunt for an earlier issue than this that does share the Columbia 10-speed racer banner, but it's hard to find. So I got this one instead. I got 155 with beautiful cover art by Bob Layton, $8, and this is from February of 1982, so probably came out December of 81. I did not buy this one either. Oh, wow. Pencils by John Romita Jr. Awesome. And with inks by Dan Green. That would be a team going into Amazing Spider-Man and onto Uncanny X-Men. Oh, wow. This is great. Look at that John Romita Jr. style. Wonderful. That's here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Stark, the Iron Man. Oh, look at these ads. So this is a really nice copy. And, yeah, this is, Joe Rosen did the lettering. Bob Shaheen did the colors. Jim Salicrup is the editor. And Jim Shooter was the editor-in-chief. And this is, yeah, Iron Man Volume 1, number 155, February of 1982. I'm looking for Iron Man 151, which has the cover of the stealth armor, the all black with red eyes of that. I think it was the Mark. It looks like a Mark III, but the stealth armor itself, I believe it could be in Mark 7. Is that the? Someone else knows that answer. I don't want to wiki it right now because we're wrapping the show up. But the other new releases I got. Thank you, Eric Canetti, for being a Twitter friend of mine, and I was introduced to him through Wes's TV, through Wes's weekly Saturday show. He has me on as a panel guest a lot, and I'm very grateful for that. I got to be part of this comic book talk community, and I got to be on a panel with Eric Canetti one day, and he's an artist. Hello, he did Spider-Man, Marvel. Hello, Image. Hello. This is his Arc Athena, and he just released issue 3, and these are hardcover, beautiful art. He did the writing. He did the all the art, and the colors are by Giuliano Petra Paratelli, and the letters are by Eric Weathers. And he's got a team. Yeah, he's got an editor. Edited by Joel Fulton, designed by Leonardo Olia. But for Cassandra, Callahan, and Odette, that's the inscription. And book 1 are Neon Gods. And Words and Art by Eric Canetti. And came with this hollow card. I mean, look at that. This gave me joy when I opened it up and saw the hollow foil on it, because this is just reminds me of just of nostalgia, about being a kid. I mean, cards were these baseball style cards were huge, man. Here's the obverse, and but this is wonderful. This gave me complete joy to open up. So he sold this as a bundle for half price, as an incentive to, and it wasn't crowdfunded. He had already had this published and ready to ship. So I ordered it, and it was in my house like 3 days later, and it was a great price. I paid like $60. I think $7 for shipping, so it was about $7 altogether, and 3 beautiful hardcover, editions. There's 3 more to go. Oh wow! Look at this, and it's it's set in its own universe. Oh, look at this beautiful Eric Canetti art, man. I'm just, oh wow. Look at this. Look at these panels. Look at this story progression. These are great story beats. This is wonderful. Master storyteller, master artist, master fan. What a fit. We've been talking about comic books. It's Sunday, and on Sundays, we talk about our new releases. So join us. We talk about comic books every day, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Join us. Tune in, subscribe. I would love to earn your subscription. Just so click that bell. Turn on those notifications. You are welcome here at the Comics Coffee Table. We also talk about spirituality and gratitude. We talk about cooking a lot too. I'm also known as the Sultan of Soup. That's really cool. When I see bunnies in the morning, I take these little nature shorts. I think they're cute. Bunnies eating their breakfast. Hop to it. Be like the bunny. Yes, eat your breakfast and hop to it. Seriously. And if there are planets in the night sky or right before the sun rises, when I get up, I point them out. And hey, look, there's Jupiter and Venus. Ain't that cool? I love saying that. So thank you so very much for tuning in. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you again tomorrow in those funny pages. Ciao. Bye-bye.